Leonardo DiCaprio is often called the world's best actor, but today he will be stripped of that title because after researching his career, I found that his colossal $300 million net worth wasn't made from being the great actor, but rather it was by being one of the best marketers in the world. And I'm gonna prove that to you by showing you his secret marketing tactics like charismorphing ideation, the Leo effect, and the Oscar doctrine. That's what's made him over his $300 million while being at an age where he still looks like this and dates girls half his age. And if you really want to grasp these concepts today, you'll walk away with the skills to generate marketing ideas like clockwork while staying super relevant in your niche and having a cult-like following of customers that are basically praying for you to release a product. I'll make sure to give you stories, examples, and analogies to make sure that these concepts stick with you. And I can do that because I am Marley Jaxx. I'm a 7-figure entrepreneur specialized in marketing for almost 10 years with 3 of these awards here that entrepreneurs make when they make another $1 million in their business. So I know you can do your math on that and can figure out why I'm legit. So let's get into this method from Mr. DiCaprio himself that is so revolutionary that every single idea you come up with, from your creatives, your headlines, your titles, and everything else, will never have been used by anyone before. And it all starts with doing what the bald dudes aren't doing. No shade to The Rock, but hear me out. Think of actors like Vin Diesel or The Rock. They've been in tons of movies, but they all have one similarity. They're almost always playing the hard-headed jack dude. They'll film 10 different movies, and the role they're auditioning for is pretty damn similar every time. But Leo takes a completely counterintuitive approach. Instead of building on his strengths and sticking to the same styles, he transforms into being a completely new person with each new role he acts in. So in one movie, he's the cool Great Gatsby. In another, he's the energetic Wolf of Wall Street. Suddenly, he's Jack Dawson, the romantic. There's no obvious pattern in his roles, and that's exactly the genius marketing concept that we can pull out of this, because ultimately, Leo's seemingly random roles are structured on a very interesting takeaway from Stanford's University World-Class Innovation course. They said that the best ideas are gained when concepts between 2 disciplines are mashed together, where Leo does just this by crossing characters between the genres of roles he plays, making it charismorphing. This lets him be incomparably unique in each genre he enters because he'll bring in mannerisms, concepts, and ideas he gained from all the prior genres he played. So what can you take away from this? Well, instead of trying to create something brand new every single time, just combine, like cross-pollinate different aspects of different niches, and that's gonna create a whole new category. So for example, let's say you're a coach who runs a life coaching offer or for a spiritual audience. Bring the Wolf of Wall Street energy of, let's say, a sales coach you know's marketing, or let's say the inception level analytical energy brought in from a tech niche coach that you know, hence allowing you to mash ideas between disciplines, as well as now your ideation of your headlines, fascination points, creatives will be ideated with ease, and you, as a smart marketer yourself, are realizing ideas are everything in your copy. With great ideas now, you can character morph like Leo does, or to charisma morph, ideate from other niches into your marketing niche to make potential millions. Here's another example in real application. Take the YouTube channel Binging with Babish. His channel is all about making food from his favorite TV shows and movies. He morphs the concept of food channels, which is very saturated on its own, film channels, also oversaturated, puts them together. What did he get? Boom, 10 million subscribers. And that's a brand new category that he owns the market with. So now, even though you know how to make killer ideas, it's rare that they last forever. And this is where people fall in the trap of needing to do tons of marketing stunts to stay in the spotlight. But what if I told you there's a way to get tons of attention that can make you tons of money while just focusing on the aspects of business you love? Sounds great, right? Well, that's exactly what the Leo effect allows you to do. And to understand this, we'll have to look at a peculiar New York deli. Back in the day, there was a deli in New York called Lindy's Deli, where comedians, they gathered around to discuss their careers. And this restaurant, still being open to this day, the idea emerged that the older something is, the longer it's likely to be around in the future, coining the term the Lindy effect. But after researching Leo's career, I discovered another layer to the Lindy effect, which I like to call the Leo effect. I realized that the Lindy effect established that success lies in staying around. But that sounds a bit too simple. How are we supposed to just stay around? Well, I realized that the only way to figure this out was to look past the first principle of what makes relevance last. Is it scandals? Maybe drama? Sure, you might think this because you've heard of things like the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, but let's think about it. After it was over, did you even hear about Amber again? Probably not. There's tons of examples that show this principle really well, and what better example to look at than our boy Leo right here. See, Leo strayed away from the drama and the scandals because he knew they were just temporary hits of fame, nothing long term. So Leo stayed relevant through doing pretty much the opposite. He did it by focusing on his obsession with acting quality, which in turn built a lasting reputation for his career. So now it's a good time to address, how can you apply this? Well, the Lindy effect tells us that an entrepreneur's goal is to maintain a lasting relevance. And the Leo effect takes that a step further by telling us how to build a lasting reputation, because reputation is what's actually important. This allows you to last, leading to attention generated even while you don't clown around to get a fraction of the spotlight, but rather while staying silent, your focus on your craft and your content allowing you to rake in that cash in return. But even though now you know how to create lasting attention and to brand yourself forever through the Leo effect, and you now know how to ideate crazy ideas with the Charismorphing ideation, you would still have a regular demand because the same brand over and over is just a boring brand. So what if there was a way to have your customers literally be angry if you don't sell them a product? And what if that anger literally created free organic marketing for you to then make you have no choice but to sell them something, accidentally making you money? Well, this is exactly what the Oscar method did for Leonardo DiCaprio. But to understand this story, you gotta know this fact. Hollywood will spend, let's say, $220 million making a movie, but they have just as much in their budget for marketing the movie. Sounds simple, but they don't just spend the money on basic marketing. Instead, they're also specifically campaigning to prestigious institutions, academies, and film festivals to award the movie's actors with, fancy looking Oscars and trophies. Why? Well, to hype up the movie's prestige, and Leonardo did something super similar to this. So let's look at when Leonardo DiCaprio got his Oscar for the movie The Revenant. Years before that faithful Oscar day, there had formed on Twitter a mini culture of frustrated fans, myself included, complaining that despite DiCaprio's top-tier acting since his first role at like 14 years old, he's never won a single Oscar. And it was this steaming social media boiling pot that imploded right before February 28th, 2016, the 2016 Oscar Awards night that many say led to the Academy foregoing the bribes, aka marketing campaigns, for other actors to win and to not get themselves canceled, bowed down to Twitter's iron fist and awarded Leo, much deservingly, the Oscar. The people had spoken, the audience engagement was the most powerful marketing campaign of all, in addition to Leo's incomparable acting chops. But ultimately, none of this matters for you guys unless you pull out the ingenious marketing tactic hidden here. See, Leo's charismorphing talent, proven through the Leo effect, which built up the core brand, ultimately led to deep gratitude implanted into his fans. And that was what led to the frustration that Leo didn't win anything before. So in the same way, steal this. I'll be honest here, guys. Often, you entrepreneurs just want your version of the Oscar. You're looking for the end result, but in reality, you're not putting in the charismorphing commitment or using the Leo effect to build your brand to the point where your customers are begging for you to earn your version of the Oscar. This is how you'll truly succeed. Even myself, what I'm doing with this content is I'm just giving incredibly well broken down concepts, if I do say so myself, presented in an entertaining way to build my Leo level brand, which will eventually, for my viewers and your viewers as well, lead them to begging for you to sell them something, allowing you to use Leo's Oscar method to satisfy your angry customers by weirdly selling them something and making you quite wealthy in return. But even though you get how to generate killer ideas through charismorphing ideation, and you know that longevity in your brand through the Leo effect is how you truly win, and that the Oscar doctrine is how you'll have customers literally begging for you to win, these are concepts that apply in the marketing world in the lens of Hollywood, but the true money is with applying marketing concepts that are proven to succeed in new media like YouTube. And who better to learn those concepts from than MrBeast? Luckily for you, I've already broken down the 3 core concepts on how MrBeast can literally see through his viewer's mind in a single shift, and how MrBeast viewed not just his YouTube channel, but his company as a whole that shot up his net worth nearly 450% in just 2 years. And those concepts you can learn right here in this video. So I'll see you guys there in just a few seconds.